the other night. James, oh, what a shot. A turnaround by LeBron.
The Heat and the Bulls seem once again to be on a collision course in the NBA East.
Oh, he beats LeBron.
They're the ones favored to meet in the Eastern Conference Finals.
LeBron with the step back.
Last season, the two teams battled for the Eastern title, and the Heat prevailed in a tough 5-game series.
And Miami is headed to the NBA Finals. Rose gets it to go.
But the Bulls are a year older and more experienced, led by their MVP star, Derrick Rose, one of the top players in the NBA.
Rose flips it up and in.
He is joined by other seasoned stars, including Carlos Boozer and Joakim Noah. The addition of Rip Hamilton gives Chicago another legitimate scoring option with a championship pedigree. The Heat's big three are hoping to get a championship of their own. This is year 2 for the terrific trio of Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh. Last year, they came up a little short in their quest for a ring.
The Dallas Mavericks are NBA champions.
Wade missed several games with various leg and foot injuries, but came back strong Friday night against the New York Knicks.
Look out! Oh my!
While the Bulls' biggest star, Rose, also missed several games with a sprained left big toe. But he too returned this week for Chicago. So it's the Heat and the Bulls, a possible preview of the Eastern Conference Finals, a key game for both teams with championship aspirations. He was out here warming up a little bit earlier, working on that jump shot, getting warmed up for today's matchup. He was back from injury on Friday night. He missed 6 games with a right ankle sprain, but you know what? He showed no signs of rust. He was not hurting at all as he torched New York for 28 points, but he's going to have his hands full, as well as the rest of the Heat team, because guess what? They have to deal with Derrick Rose as he arrived into the American Airlines Arena earlier. He is the reigning league MVP. Now, he's missed 4 games this year because of turf toe. It was in his left big toe, but he came back just a couple games ago and he looked great once again.
For the defense, for the offense, I mean, Victor, you just need them out there. They're a better team with Dwayne Wade.
Now, I know that LeBron James stepped up in his absence, and so did Chris Bosh. He played so well in that spurt while he was gone, but still, you're not a better team without Wade. He's incredible.
No, you're not. And you know that the intangibles that Dwayne brings, we know that Dwayne is the guy who is the clutch guy down the stretch. We want to see Dwayne out there leading this team, making those clutch shots, getting the steals, using his veteran leadership out there. It takes Dwayne and LeBron to win a title.
So it's great to have him. You are taking a live look outside the American Airlines Arena from Biscayne Boulevard, where Heat fans are starting to pour inside for today's huge matchup against the Chicago Bulls. Earlier today, Heat forward Chris Bosh, he was out on the court getting a nice little warm-up in. In Dwayne Wade's absence, he really stepped up, played some of the best basketball we've seen him play in a Heat uniform, and Miami's going to need all of that production again today when they take on, right now, the team with the best record in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. And it was amazing how Derrick Rose said after the game, it's not easy when a guy that size can cover me.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, the big three is just such a diverse group of players. We've seen Chris Bosh taking over recently when Dwayne Wade was out hitting the mid-range jumper, getting some power dunks, things that we hadn't seen from Chris Bosh. Then we saw LeBron James also taking over. He's second in the league in scoring. We saw the 31, 8 rebounds, 7 assists last game, so a show of his versatility. And then, of course, Dwayne Wade, Mr. Clutch for the Heat, another versatile player who can do the same things that LeBron does, and some people think he does them better.
And now he's healthy again, so that's great to have him back.
Norris Cole is a fearless attacker on the offensive end. He's a guy who will get in there just like Derrick Rose and break down your defense. Of course, being a rookie, he needs a lot of polish. He needs a lot of work on his defense, but a very encouraging sign. I mean, the Bulls were the ones that drafted Norris Cole, and then the Heat acquired him, but a very great pick at number 28 for what he's showing now.
And lastly, Mario Chalmers has really stepped up this year. We've seen him play some of the best basketball of his career so far this season. What do you say about Rio's play?
Rio's been outstanding. You know, he's a guy who everybody tries to get out of the job. You know, I talked to him yesterday at practice. You know, Rafer Alston, Mike Bibby, all of these guys who the Heat has brought in, and Chalmers is still there in the position, averaging a career high, I believe, 11.4 points, hitting the three-pointer with a lot of efficiency. I mean, the guy has been what you wanted him to be so far.
It seems like LeBron and Dwayne really have complete faith in Chalmers this year because they keep kicking it out to him on the corners, on the wings, anywhere from behind the three-point line, and he just has no trouble with the big plays here. And we will start with Dwayne Wade. He's got the ball, and he finds LeBron James for an absolutely emphatic dunk, and that puts the Heat up 14-7. To the third member of the Big Three, Chris Bosh. He slams home a nice dunk there, and he really picked up his play as of late. Let's go to Wade again. This time he is driving all on his own, and he takes that one in for the big dunk. 63-58 Miami. But the Bulls would fight back. They kept fighting back throughout the game until the final moments. The Heat led by 2. Derrick Rose with the chance to tie it, but he cannot get it to go, and the Heat win this one 97-93. What an incredible finish to this one. It reminded me so much of the Eastern Conference Finals last season. Now Heat fans are leaving the American Airlines Arena all pumped up, very excited, and that is where we find Local 10's Baron James just outside of the arena. Baron.
Yeah, Victor, pumped up and excited to say the least as the fans come out of the AAA. The reviews are coming in. Words like thrilling, amazing, a nail biter, of course, right down to the finish. And a lot of these fans, too, telling me that this is the first time that they're getting to see D-Wade back in action in person since his sabbatical. And also, they came to see a great game, one game that they're calling more like a playoff matchup than a regular season matchup. And 2 fans telling me that they've been noticing lately, and probably you have too, that the team has been really sporting a variety of uniforms. And coming up, we're going to hear from fans as they rate those uniforms as the Heat continue their winning ways on the hardwood.
And he's there in the fourth quarter to help finish off the game.
And now let's go to one of the other guys, Derrick Rose. You know, you knew the ball was going to Derrick Rose, and yet Miami couldn't do anything to stop him.
You know, Victor, I mean, Derrick Rose just has that great crossover dribble, the great penetrating ability. You just can't stop this guy from getting into the lane. I mean, the huge surprise was that Rose missed both of those free throws with like 22.7 seconds left. I think that Derrick Rose was 26 of 26 on free throws in the fourth quarter coming into this game, I believe.
Can't believe that he missed those 2. Now let's go over to Chris Bosh. Once again, he had a big game. You know, you mentioned Dwayne Wade was struggling. He picked it up.
Yeah, and you know what? Bosh is one of those guys, Victor, that when you look at the power forwards through the league, there's Kevin Love and there's other guys who are a lot flashier, Blake Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge, but Chris Bosh is just consistent, and when you need this guy to step up and have a good game, he's going to be there for you.
Hit some key free throws in the final minutes of the game. Andrea.
He sure did talk about pressure, Calvin and Lori. Mario Chalmers, thanks for joining us. Can't go unnoticed that last season during the regular season, 3 games to Chicago, 3 losses. How big is the win this year?
It's a big win for us, you know, coming down on our home court and playing a good team like Chicago. It's a great win for our team.
I know for you had an opportunity to watch last year's league MVP miss 2 free throws. LeBron James, who should have been, missed 2 free throws. Then it's your moment. How badly did you want them?
I wanted it real bad. You know, even though I missed the second one, I made the first one, still gave us a 2-point lead. So I just got to get back in the gym and work on it.
I know this is a win is a win, but down the stretch, there were some mixed opportunities, a lack of execution a little bit. What was the tone in the locker room?
No, we were still happy that we got the win, but there's a couple of things we got to work on, and we're just going to get ready for tomorrow.
You bring it up. Tomorrow's yet another game. How much does exhaustion play a part in games like this when they get tight?
A little bit, but you know, we're young kids, fresh legs, so we just got to think about it the next one and be ready.
You know, I said to a few fans, hey, that was fun. Some fans said, no, it wasn't. From your perspective, game like this tight, this much pressure, is it fun?
It is fun, especially when you get the victory. So, you know, it was a good win for us, and I hope our fans enjoyed it.
What kind of message do you think you sent not only to Chicago, but to the NBA?
That we're here. You know, last year people wanted us to win, and we didn't get it done, so they doubted us this year. So, you know, we're going to come out and prove everybody wrong.
All right, Mario Chalmers, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it, and congratulations on a very big win.
All right, thank you.
Calvin and Lori, there you have it. It's fun even for these guys. Not for every fan, but certainly for most of them tonight. And a big Heat win, sending an early season message to the Eastern Conference leader, Chicago Bulls.